has blocked off here, but this was a stope that went up to daylight. This was fresh air coming through here.
Whoa! My God!
You can see the boulders. You can see the boulders up there. They backfilled. Some of them fell through as they tried to backfill that hole.
Holy crap!
Now, speaking of backfill, that's
you're
exactly
good,
what happened here. This tunnel here wasn't a collapse.
Oh.
It was intentionally backfilled.
Oh, it was intentionally.
So instead of taking all this rubble out of the mine, they just threw it in here because they were through this tunnel.
Oh.
Saved them a ton of work.
Trip.
Yeah. So here's that vertical shaft, 400 feet, 5 levels of tunnels below here.
I'm doing it.
All right,
Can we get in there? Yeah.
All right, hey, come on, let's go this way. We'll look at that again.
Oh my God, this is so freaking cool. I wonder what's that way.
Welcome to the Hoist Room.
God!
So this is, you can get a look at that thing that way too.
Whoa! Oh my God!
So how deep was that?
Look at all these
It
tools.
says 425 feet, but I've never been down there to verify.
No, you gotta get down there.
I know. So it has signs here. It's also printed in books, but I don't know if they just got the information from the sign or not. So.
Yeah, here you go.
Hey folks, so welcome to the Hoist Room. This is the power source that raised and lowered that bucket out of that shaft here, that vertical shaft where 5 tunnels wherever they brought quartz out of. Each of those levels had a bell so they could communicate with the people at the other levels in a fashion similar to Morse code. Each of those levels also had this chart here so they didn't misspell their messages to each other.
Oh my God.
Or misinterpret somebody else's message. So for instance, if the operator heard the miners ring 2 bells and one, he knew they loaded that bucket with quartz, he can bring it up full speed. Now if the operator hears the miners ring 3 bells and one, he knows that it's the men in the bucket, he's going to bring it up nice and easy. And hopefully that operator never heard 7 bells in succession. Would have let them know they were having an emergency down below. So this machine was brought in here in 1896. So it's over 125 years old. There would have been a roll of wire rope, they called it, or cable, but wire rope on that spool. And that would have been draped over that pulley in the corner here. And that would have been fixed over this shaft, and that's the hoist bucket dangling off the other end. Hey folks, right overhead is that pocket of quartz. At least this is part of that pocket of quartz that the High Peak miners saw on the surface of the mountain and followed it all the way in. This is also the same pocket they would be digging out in the depths below. And in the levels above, by the way, folks, there are 11 levels of tunnels in the High Peak mine. So 5 of them are below us, and 5 more tunnels above us in this mountain. So it's kind of hollowed out a bit in places. Now, right next to this pocket of quartz, you can see this is slate, which was flat on the ocean floor at one time, but now you see it's like turned right on its side here. Pretty vertical now. All right, folks. So in a mine, they number the levels higher as you go deeper. Level 11 is on the bottom. They didn't go any deeper than that. They hit water down there. But level 1 is on top. We're on level 6. We're going upstairs to level 5. We're gonna we got a little ladder well to climb here, and we're gonna meet in the foreman's office. Let's go this way, guys.
Oh yeah. I had to stop because it was at 12 minutes, so I had to start over. Dude, I'm so stoked right now.
There's no wind in here.
Okay, maybe this was the stairway I was thinking of. I don't think so, though. There was a crazier one. I'm going around and peeking around the corners. Ooh, look at this, baby. You know what? This could have been the stairway. This is a very steep stairway, guys. We are going up and up and up. This is great. Oh my God. Ooh, look it up there, folks.
Okay, well, that is a stope. This is access to levels 4, 3, 2, and 1.
You can, like, if you could,
I'd go up there.
that's freaking awesome.
So yeah, the boss doesn't want anybody going up there.
Oh,
and
no.
I told him, well, look, I'm a climber. I'm a mountain climber. I'm a rock climber. I know my way around. You know.
I would totally do it if I could.
Yeah. He says, no, there's a 100-foot shaft up there.
That's
I went, well,
crazy.
how do you know? So anyway, this, folks, is access to the upper 4 levels. Here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This hole actually is called a stope. And you can remember stope because it's steep and it's a slope. It's actually based on the word step, but it's a stope, and they cut it a step at a time is how it came to be a stope. This goes out through the peak of the mountain. So if it's light enough to see when we get back to the car, it should be still. It's not wintertime anymore. That you'll be able to see right where there will be a little depression. You'll be able to see where this comes out on the peak of the mountain there. All right, folks, we're going to meet in the foreman's office. Let's come down here for a minute.
We got separated, babe. Go ahead, you guys. You're fine. Oh, there's tools. There's tools.
All right, come on. Hey, we got room for somebody to have a seat here for a few minutes, so we'll have room for everybody. Anybody? Sure. Come on in. Come on, folks. Welcome to the foreman's office. An underground office with a view. See here. Nice. The foreman had a view. Folks, the foreman kept about 15 men busy per shift in what's now 2 miles of tunnels. So he knew where each man was because he would have assigned them a place to work and a task. So he knew what they were doing and where. He had kept track of the number of mine carts that exited, never sending this down the tracks if men were in the way. So knowing where his men were helped keep them safe. Now, folks, another thing the underground foreman did was kept spare lighting for the miners because they had a candle on their hat. They had a spare in their pocket, maybe with some matches, but those matches might get damp from sweat. That candle might get crushed in their pocket. So the foreman always made sure there was adequate lighting for these miners. So what I'd like to do now is demonstrate that lighting that the miners worked with. I'm going to light 3 candles,
So cool.
and 3 candles to represent the 3 miners that were drilling the 5 holes in the rock. Here we go. Lights out.
Cool.
Oh, well, that one's not doing too good.
That's getting there.
It's getting there. Okay, folks, so this is enough light to see your partners. Well, that was, vital. It's enough light to see the quartz you needed to find.
Imagine working this.
Well, given a half hour max, your eyes will have adjusted.
Sure is.
That's what they recommend for meteor showers. Give your eyes a half hour. So in a half hour, but you can still now see the chisel they had to strike. You could find tools.
Yep.
So this was the lighting they had. Okay, folks. So once those miners had finished drilling 5 holes, it was the end of their shift. They could go home. Now, on 2 of the miners exit, but one of the miners, let's say one of the miners hypothetically went down a separate tunnel because he had some tools to retrieve. Let's see what one miner's light looks like. Okay. All right. Still enough light to recognize anybody you encounter,
Not bad, not bad.
to find tools laying around that you need to find. So, you know, that was their lighting. Just that's how it was, folks. Well, now what if this miner accidentally brushed against a low overhead and snuck the light out? So, okay, what you do is get in there. Okay, now, but I have to turn your phone off here and just get rid of all the extra light. Okay, here we go. And you're glowing, but I guess that's the way it is.
Here.
Here we go.
You got it.
The light's out. Okay, so that's pretty dark, folks. You can imagine that the miner in this situation could get disoriented and walk the wrong way.
Oh,
He
dude,
might
imagine.
walk into a wall and smack his head or step
Fall.
in a hole. Yeah, right. So he had to know what to do in this case. He would duck down. He would feel for the tracks with his feet and get inside the tracks and just inch down the tracks to safety until he got to someone with light or, you know. So. All right, folks, so I'll turn the lights back on. Here we go.
Can't even see the hand in front of my face.
No, right?
I know.
So when I have kids in here, I do a quiz. How many fingers am I holding up? So they're all guessing. Alrighty. Here we go, lights on. Okay, good time to count your family members. Check for your wallets. All right, guys. This is a halfway point, and we will be making our way down the same set of tracks here to the exit. This is the original tunnel that started at the other end. So as we make our way, the tunnel gets older and more primitive.
Sweet.
So be warned in advance. But this is it. So we're basically, we're right in here, we're right under the peak of the mountain.
What's up, babe?
This
up,
is
babe?
the depiction of that mountain here. This is 2 miles of tunnels. And this little
All
red
giving each
dot
other a
is
chance to
where
go
we are.
first. That's freaking
Right
awesome.
on top of the stope, we're at the bottom of this stope. It goes up to levels 4, 3, 2, and 1 here. And we can kind of see where that is when we get out. This depicts the 5 pockets of quartz in the mountain. Horizontal line represents the crosscut tunnel we came through downstairs.
Wow.
We started down here, at least how this works. We started at the Eagle Mine, saw the star vein, that first pocket we looked at. We stopped here, right here is the hoist room. And so there we are. We're going to make our way out this way. All right, folks, come on. Now, this here is the powder man's tools. Once the 5 holes are drilled by those the 3 miners, the powder man will draw all the dust out of those holes. He will he'll pack them full of blasting powder and then insert these reeds they called a squib. He's filled these reeds in the hollow with blasting powder. So those are his fuses. And when he lights them, they burn at 52 seconds a foot. So he has now to make 5 fuses long enough to light all 5 charges and still have time to make his getaway.
Jeez.
So let's keep going, folks. All right, here again is that stope. Goes up to 4, 3, 2, and 1. Each of the levels above would have had a daylight hole. Those tunnels would have gone out to daylight so they could get rid of extra rock up there instead of bringing it down through the front here.
I'll never forget this. There's the stope again for inquiring minds.